do them. Hey, we're back in the Monster Manual 3.5. Boo boop boop boo. And the hag. And we're doing the green hag. It's a size medium humanoid that can do mimicry and a bunch of other stuff that makes it kind of a pain in the ass. So we want to capture that essence in our craft here. Well, we can't, so don't try. I had some cardboard sitting out, and I lost it. Wow, I did lose it. I'm a liar. I had it just sitting behind me instead of next to me. All right, so we're going to get a cheap makeup brush to get started here. And some white paint. We're going to kind of see where some of our textures are and how the hair looks and stuff. It looks like we did get some texture in that hair. Looks okay. All right, cool. So this color I'm going to use on her flesh is just, it's called necrotic flesh. It's greenish. And I'm actually just using this as a base coat. I have some ideas of what we can do with her, but I don't have anything set in stone particularly. So I'm getting my starter brush, which is a pretty small brush. I'm going to get a rough coat on her skin. And I'm not really going for perfection either. Something like that. Now for her hair, I'm going to get a brown and a gray. And actually I have this stone gray here, or dark stone, I think. Yeah, dark stone. I'm going to use that for the base coat on her hair. Okay. Something like that, maybe. I don't know. Let's get some greens. Start doing something with her. This is army green, but I'm pretty sure this hag was not in the army. Oh, Shizen. That's crazy. And what I'm doing is just kind of giving her a general base coat in this green, since I have so much of it out that I'm just wasting a ton of it. I can't really put it back. And I hadn't planned on using the same green on all of her, but it's going to be okay. I'm going to clean this up because this is going to end up being a problem. I'm going to hit her with the +2 hot air gun and burn real quick. I'm going to get some burnt umber to do her base. So, green hags and other hags too, actually, some hags, other hags, they live in swamps. And so they have a natural swim speed, and according to the 3-5 rules, they can kind of like take 10 on swimming even in stressful situations. They're so good at it. And they use swimming to kind of like move around and get to where they can hide and reposition for fights. They have a mimicry, which lets them mimic any animal that lives near where their hangout is. So they can make noises to throw the party off for whatever reason you want to focus on that kind of stuff. They have some cantrips, some minor illusions and stuff like that. But they are Fae. So I think they're Fae. I assume they're Fae. Fae. Nope, they're monstrous humanoids. Alright, that's because I don't play them as monstrous humanoids. I play them as humans that have been corrupted to be Fae. In my worlds. So what I do is like a woman. The night hag steals a baby, right? And puts their own baby in its place, and it gets raised by a human woman or whatever. They like eat the baby and do something to it and put it back. I don't know how it works. So I kind of do a similar thing with all my hags. They are essentially women who have committed to dark ancient gods to do dark magic on behalf of, you know, whatever evil forces might take their services. or they are born through some nefarious means. You do it your way. That's just kind of my thing, though. I really think that works well for. So this gray is called uniform gray. It's just like a medium gray, and I'm going to use this to hit her hair and to do some highlights on some of her clothing. I want to hit these rocks while I'm at it and lighten them up. And then I'm going to get a lighter gray. This is called ash gray. I'm going to do her hair one more time with this. I'm just going to touch some of her clothing with it. Okay. Now for the fun part. Let's get a little cup. And we'll just get some water. Just a little bit of water. And a little dab of this English ivy. Let's get it to a consistency that's very thin, almost like a very thick wash. Okay. And let's just paint her up roughly with that. You don't have to hit every spot, but just kind of use that to get in there and get it some in her hair and everything. And this is a swampy area, so you can get a little bit of that on the base. It shouldn't hurt anything. Let's hit her with a +2 hot air gun and burn. Because I know you guys love it when I use magic items. And if we did it right, that should have provoked some detail in her face, and it did. Alright, so for her eyes, we're just going to use a very small brush. In that uniform gray. For her mouth, I'm just getting a dab of red. I'm going to go back over those gray eyes. With a splash of red. Let's get some glue. don't know what the next entry is. I think it's like the half demon, half dragon, and all that. I can't remember. If it is, I have a sick mini. If we can do a half demon, I have a sick mini, a Dungeon Swag one that I'd love to paint. That I printed on my printer. It's not one of our officials, but we do own the print. And I talked to a Scorbic this morning. Any of the miniatures that I paint, even if they're from one of our previous boxes and stuff, any of the miniatures I paint as part of the Monster Manual, we're going to throw up on the website for a fair price for people so that you can get them. It's not going to be as cheap as if you got it in the box, the monthly box, but it's going to, it's going to be a fair price. All right, now we're something like this. Because she lives in the swamp. She's a nasty person. And I'm just going to get a little bit of Spanish moss. And all I'm doing is putting a little dab of Spanish moss on this or glue on this cardboard. And I'm dipping the Spanish moss in it. And sticking it in places where it might actually just kind of naturally sit and stay and behave. Okay. All right, let's get our Spanish moss cleaned up. Throw some of it on the floor for good measure. And let's do a black ring around our base and call this a win, dudes. I got a lot of brushes out here. Let me put some of these away. It gets confusing when I go to grab something and I got a million brushes laying around. So I'm just getting some black paint. My brush is damp. All right. So there we go. That's our green hag. I think it turned out well. It's going to be, they're not going to know what it is immediately on the table, I'm hoping. They probably will because they've been playing for a while. I use witches. I don't follow any of the rules for witches, by the way. I make all my witches have stupid special abilities. Like in one fight, I had a witch that everybody it was assigned an even or odd number based off of a d6 roll. And so every round, something would happen to even and odd people. Like in this round, all even people would be moved like 10 foot in 1d12 direction with no save, and all odd people would be thrown prone, not taking any damage, just thrown prone with no save. And so it was like a reality bending kind of fight, and that's just kind of like my thing. I just like to make fights interesting and people not know how to do them. If your players know everything in the book and they know how every enemy works, it's not as fun, they're not as excited, but if every time they walk into a fight they have no idea what's about to go down, it can be a lot more fun. So anyways, if you like what I'm doing here, please hit like, subscribe, share, notification bell icon, and comment. Come to our website and buy some minis if you want to. They're sick minis. They're really good. I can't even think English right now. my brain's farting and such. Oh yeah, come join our Discord, hang out with us, paint, play video games, what else. That's all I have to ask, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.